Hello everyone. I'm coming before you today because God is telling me that it's time for people to really take healing and deliverance seriously. Okay, so what he wants me to talk about is what happened last night today, and then get into what I want to talk about. So before I do that, I'm gonna read a verse that I read about all the time. Me and my mom did a whole thing about it, but I think it's just important that we revisit it. Ephesians 6, and we're gonna read 12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of the dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. I wanted to start off with that because I'm about to get into something very deep. It might make some people uncomfortable. Some people might not understand what I'm talking about, but I'm telling you, if you take what I'm talking about, go back and pray on it. Read your scriptures. Read your scriptures, do your research. I'm telling you, do those 5 steps I talk about when you're renewing your mind, because it's not touching you, because you need to still renew your mind. Do those 5 steps. So I said, you need to read, you need to research, you need to rehearse, you need to retain, and then you can renew your mind. You need to go back and renew your mind, because this is real stuff. Okay. So what I'm about to talk to you about a little bit is spiritual warfare. Again, spiritual warfare is that what it was said here is the struggle. It's a struggle. The struggle you start to feel at work. The struggle you start to feel with your spouse, with your friends, with your family, with your coworkers, with your friends. Just any type of struggle you're feeling, that could potentially be spiritual warfare. Now, what I'm about to talk to you about today is something very deep, because I feel like when I did my fast and I went in and I said how I pleaded the blood of Jesus over my whole house and I stopped being attacked by the enemy, guessing that upset him a little bit. He's been attacking me this week. I don't know if it's because I'm about to really walk into something. It's because I did the revelation God provided me. During that fast, I'm really walking in that thing, and I'm moving up in the spiritual realm that it's upsetting him. I don't know what's going on, but I'm about to talk to you about it. So last night, I'm telling you, y'all might not believe this stuff, but I'm telling you it's real. Me and my husband was dealing with spiritual warfare all night. Him jumping up from night terrors that he's been having. He's had night terror. He said he grew up with it. He had some in college a little bit, and then they stopped. I think when we moved into our new apartment right before we got married, he said he had one when he was at he used to be a volunteer firefighter. He had one there. And then when we moved into this new apartment, last year in like October-ish, he hasn't really had any. He had them constantly last night. I don't even think he recognizes it. I'm going to talk to him about it tonight to see, what was going on. Maybe we can interpret his dreams or whatever, if he even remembers what was happening. But he was going through spiritual warfare last night. And every time I would get into a deep sleep, I'd get woken up by something. Every time, I'm pretty sure when he was getting into a deep sleep, I'm waking up. But when I'm waking up, it's not because I have a night terror. It's waking up because I felt a presence in my room that did not belong there. Y'all, spiritual warfare is real. I don't care what anybody says. It's real. You can think I'm crazy, but it's real. I'm going to go to the next day. Today, after work, I go to the refrigerator to have lunch. And my husband, my lovely husband, I love him so much. He really liked the dinner I made last night, so he took that, and he also took the lasagna that was left over. So he took everything that was in the refrigerator, and I wasn't able to have lunch that was already prepared, and I don't feel like cooking anything. So I was like, well, I already got to go to the bank, so I'm going to pick up something, even though my husband definitely just said that we weren't doing that no more because COVID is spiking. However, that wasn't what was on my mind, okay? So there goes strike one for me. And I should have recognized something was going on then when I had that thought. I go to the bank and I'm like, okay, I don't even know what I feel like eating. I don't want this. I'm like going through the list. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll go get Chick-fil-A. On the way to Chick-fil-A, something says, go to Taco Bell. Like, you haven't had Taco Bell in a long time. I was, chilling with my brother for 4th of July and his girlfriend, and she went and got Taco Bell, and she got the Crunchwrap Supreme, and that is my favorite. I was like, you know what? I do want a Crunchwrap Supreme. I'm about to go to Taco Bell and get a meal. I get to Taco Bell. It's very weird. I get a weird feeling, but I'm like, So I keep going. I go ahead and order my food. Still a weird feeling. I pull up to the window, and there's these 3 dudes. Now, I'm looking at them, and I sense something is off, but, I'm not really, paying attention. I want some food. And in the midst of, I feel like I'm about to go ask the Holy Spirit, what's going on? Explain why am I feeling like this? Before I can even get that thought in my mind out, the guy was like, oh, are you natural? I love your hair. It looks so nice. And then I start getting on to, oh, yeah, because, I'm using my new conditioner. And by the way, I will be, selling my conditioner very soon and my shampoo. I just used my new conditioner. So I'm thinking about that. I'm like, yes, okay, so it looks good. Like, people are complimenting me. Like, I'm really going to start blah, blah, blah. And that's what's going through my mind. And they're being so sweet and asking me all these questions, not knowing that is trying to take away my focus of where I need to be. Okay? As I pull off with my food, I have a strong feeling that I need to pray over my food. So I do that. I pray over my food. I get home. I'm getting the same feeling I need to pray over my food. So I'm praying over it. And then I'm like, all right, I'm good. I pray. So I start eating. And then the Holy Spirit says, throw that food out. I'm about to take that trash bag and throw it out. I'm not even going to wait for Anthony to come home and do it. I'm going to do it. Because I don't even know why the Spirit was so heavy on throwing that food out. It said I could keep the drink, but I don't even drink soda like that. So it doesn't I only had it just because it, goes good with the tacos. Once I finish the tacos, I'm done with the drink. However, I'm telling you, spiritual warfare as well. So what's happening, and I'm about to explain to you what's happening so that when you are going through this journey, you're prepared. Because God says we perish from a lack of knowledge. We need to know this stuff, okay? So this is what's happening. As I'm moving through my journey, right, going through that process, some of the things that the enemy could do is no longer working because I'm submitted to the word. I'm submitted to what my calling is, and I'm going forward with it. I've actually been having some thoughts about, don't worry about med school. You want kids. You're getting older, blah, blah, blah. No. I'm not. No, I'm not going to keep falling into the same cycle and same pattern of thinking because it's not right. And I've been speaking against it. So that's no longer working. My emotions, anytime I start feeling really anxious or sad, I start praying. I literally start praying. Sometimes I get down on my knees when it's really bad. So that's no longer working. Okay? 3. I used to be very impatient. If I didn't hear something from God, I'm like, okay, then what I'm doing must be right. No, I'm waiting for God's instructions. So I'm no longer just jumping into stuff without praying about it first. So that's no longer working. Me and my spouse, sometimes Anthony can get agitated with me. So because he's agitated, I start to speak before asking God for guidance, before saying something and shifting the atmosphere in our home. That no longer works. God says love is slow to anger. I don't let everything bother me no more. It's not working no more. So he can't get through there. Some of the hurt and healing that God just delivered me from for my liquid fast, that's no longer working. So what else can he do? What else can he do? So now he's trying to scare me. I'm not scared. I am covered with the blood of Jesus, and his word and the blood alone will protect me. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about anything. And I'm trying to tell you, when you're going through this spiritual journey, you're going to start to deal with spiritual warfare. People doing things that they never done before. And you're like, why is this happening to me? Don't worry about it, because God will reveal it to you. Don't try to lean into your own understanding of things. I'm upset for real that I don't get to have this Taco Bell. But guess what? My spirit being in comfort and at peace and full of joy, all those fruits of the Spirit is what is key. That's what I'm focused on right now. I don't care about what my flesh needs right now. My flesh wants that Taco Bell, but my spirit needs to stay in alignment with God. Y'all, that's how I know deliverance is happening, y'all. I'm telling you, the enemy's going to continue to keep attacking you and attacking you and attacking you. But you got to remember that your battle is not with flesh and blood. It's not with people. It's not. All the stuff that's dealing with, Black Lives Matter and all that stuff, we're not dealing with cops. We're dealing with spiritual warfare. Please, y'all, pay attention. Have that spirit of conviction. Tell you to throw that food out when it ain't right. Have that spirit of discernment so that you can tell what is the agenda. Why is this happening? Because if it's happening because of something that you need to be paying attention to, you need to know that. You need to be aware of what's happening around you. Every time my husband jumped, all I did was put my hand on him and I say, I command whatever is happening to leave now in the name of Jesus, because Jesus' name still has power. You still have power. The Spirit of God still has power. His word still has power. We are not of this world. I don't know how many other ways I can say that. We are not of this world. We are products of God's love, grace, and mercy. And once you recognize that you have the power, there's nothing that can happen to you. Remember that. Keep that in your mind. I love you. Peace and blessings upon you. Pay attention to what's going on. God is telling me to say this, and I keep hearing it. Pay attention. He's been putting a song on my heart. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. I keep hearing it over and over and over. It's on my spirit. I'm telling you, it's going to, the spiritual warfare is going to continue to increase as the coming of Jesus is coming closer and closer. You're going to start to see more things, and you need to be, as they say, woke. And the only way to be woke is if you're going through that process I talk about, is if you're getting to know Jesus, if you're getting into his word, understanding the wisdom, understanding knowledge, seeking that actively. Start operating in the supernatural so that you can see. When I drove up, I almost told them, you know what, actually I don't need the food. But they were smiling and being so sweet. Don't let the enemy trick you. And even if he does for a second, the Lord will tell you, Justice, listen, throw that food away. So I came to you to tell you about this because it's important. Spiritual warfare is operating around us. You need to be paying attention. You might think I'm crazy. I do not care, because I know what's happening, and you should too. Pray about it. Read your word. I love you. Peace and blessings.